trust. Things may feel slower than you would like, but God reminds you that delay is not denial. Santa Muerte teaches that what is meant for you will never pass you by. This is a day to trust divine timing and to stay faithful even when you cannot see the full picture. The Virgo sun pushes you to stay disciplined even when small steps matter today. Do the simple things with care and you will see how they build something lasting. The Pisces moon makes emotion stronger and opens intuition. You may feel sensitive, but this is also a gift. It helps you to hear the quiet voice of God within you. Pay attention to dreams, signs, and sudden insights. Saturn's guidance reminds you of responsibility. It may test your patience, but it also gives you strength to stay committed. Trust that the challenges today are shaping you and your spirit. God asks you to walk with faith even when things move slowly. Santa Muerte covers you with protection, reminding you that not every delay is punishment. Sometimes it is a blessing that prepares you for greater things. Tarot card of the day is the Hanged Man. This card speaks of pause, patience, and seeing things from another view. It tells you that waiting can also be holy, for it allows growth in silence and understanding. Affirmation of the day: I trust God's timing. I am patient. I am steady. And I am always protected by Santa Muerte. All right, that's today. That's for tomorrow. I don't know if anybody's here, but I'm going to do it anyways. All right, I'm going to do it in Spanish now. Bam. All right, let me do the Spanish one. Here we go. Lectura espiritual para el 3 de septiembre de 2025. La energía de hoy tiene que ver con la paciencia y la confianza. Las cosas pueden sentirse más lentas de lo que quisieras, pero Dios te recuerda que un retraso no es rechazo. La Santa Muerte enseña que lo que está destinado para ti nunca pasará de largo. Este es un día para confiar en el tiempo divino y mantener la fe, aun cuando no veas la imagen completa. El sol en Virgo te empuja a mantener disciplina, incluso los pasos pequeños importan hoy. Haz las cosas sencillas con cuidado y verás cómo construyen algo duradero. La luna en Piscis hace más fuerte las emociones y abre la intuición. Puedes sentirse sensible, pero esto también es un regalo. Te ayuda a escuchar la voz silenciosa de Dios dentro de ti. Pon atención a sueños, señales, ideas repentinas. La guía de Saturno te recuerda la responsabilidad. Puede poner a prueba tu paciencia, pero también te da la fuerza para mantener el compromiso. Confía en que los retos de hoy están formando tu espíritu. Dios te pide caminar con fe, aun cuando las cosas avancen despacio. La Santa Muerte te cubre con protección, recordándote que no todo retraso es castigo. Muchas veces es una bendición que te prepara para las cosas más grandes. La carta de tarot del día es el colgado. Esta carta habla de pausa, paciencia y de ver las cosas desde otra perspectiva. Te dice que esperar también es algo sagrado, porque permite crecer en silencio y de entendimiento. Afirmación del día: confío en el tiempo de Dios, soy paciente, soy firme y siempre estoy protegido por la Santa Muerte. All right, that's the reading for tomorrow in Spanish. I just did it in English right now. Let me do the prayer for tomorrow in English and Spanish. Ahí les va el rezo de inglés en español. Ahí les va. God Almighty, help me accept the timing of your plan. Give me patience when I want to rush, and peace when I do not understand. Santa Muerte, hold me close and protect me as I wait. Guide me with wisdom so I may see that even delays are part of the divine path. Amen. All right, let's do the one in Spanish now. This is for tomorrow, right, people? Dios Todopoderoso, ayúdame a aceptar el tiempo de tu plan. Dame paciencia cuando quiera apresurarme y paz cuando no entienda. Santa Muerte, abrázame y protégeme mientras espero. Guíame con sabiduría para que pueda ver que incluso los retrasos son parte del camino divino. Amén. All right. Yes, right now it's off for a little bit. When I do questions, I'm gonna turn it back on because that's what I'm gonna start doing. Hold on. Here we go. Zodiac birthday reading for those born September 3rd. Sun in Virgo. This year is quick moving and full of learning. Your Virgo sun helps you stay organized and focused, while your Gemini moon makes you curious, adaptable, and full of ideas. You may find yourself juggling many projects, people, or paths, but this will also bring you growth if you stay balanced. Sun in Virgo helps you plan and stay disciplined. Moon in Gemini gives you mental energy and flexibility. Mercury in Virgo makes your words sharp and clear. Venus in Libra brings peace and charm in relationships. Mars in Gemini pushes you to try new things. Jupiter in Gemini expands your social world and learning opportunities. Tarot card of the year is the Lovers. This card highlights choices, relationships, and harmony. This year you may be called to make an important decision about love, friendship, or your life path. It also reminds you to stay true to your values and follow the direction that aligns with your heart. Days of good energy. October 8th, 2025, a day of clarity and fresh opportunities. December 2nd, 2025, favorable for relationships and teamwork. February 14th, 2026, love and unity shine. May 5th, 2026, new ideas and growth come easily. July 18th, 2026, strong luck for career or personal growth. Days of bad energy. November 21st, 2025, misunderstandings are possible. January 9th, 2026, avoid rushing into choices. March 23rd, 2026, tensions in relationships may rise. June 6th, 2026, don't scatter your energy too thin. August 20th, 2026, rest is needed to avoid burnout. This year is about learning, connecting, and making key choices with focus and patience. You can turn your many ideas into real progress. All right. Let's do. You think red is my color? Why? You like me in red? What do you think? Why you think red is my color? Is there a filter on? The fuck? Thank you, meow 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 meow. All right, let's do it in Spanish. My skin looks so smooth. I didn't turn this filter on, but is it a filter? What the fuck? I don't know. I don't know. I look rested, and that's why I think it's a filter on. My bad. Hello, bro. What's up, Julio? All right, let me do the last one, and then we'll get moving on stuff. Lectura de cumpleaños para los nacidos el 3 de septiembre. Este año será rápido y lleno de aprendizajes. Tu sol en Virgo te ayuda a mantenerte organizado y enfocado, mientras que tu luna en Géminis te hace curioso, adaptable y lleno de ideas. Puede que te encuentres manejando muchos proyectos, personas o caminos al mismo tiempo, pero si te mantienes en equilibrio, todo esto se trata de crecimiento. El sol en Virgo te ayuda a planear y mantener la disciplina. La luna en Géminis te da energía mental y flexibilidad. Mercurio en Virgo hace tus palabras claras y directas. Venus en Libra trae paz y encanto a las relaciones. Marte en Géminis te impulsa a probar cosas nuevas. Júpiter en Géminis expande tu mundo social y las oportunidades de aprendizaje. La carta del tarot del año es los enamorados. Esta carta resalta las decisiones y las relaciones y la armonía. Este año puede que tengas que tomar una decisión importante sobre el amor, la amistad o tu camino de vida. También te recuerda mantenerte fiel a tus valores y seguir la dirección que se alinea con tu corazón. Días de buena energía. 8 de octubre de 2025. Un día de claridad y nuevas oportunidades. 2 de diciembre de 2025. Favorable para relaciones y trabajos en equipo. 14 de febrero de 2026. El amor y la unión brillan. 5 de mayo de 2026. Nuevas ideas y crecimientos llegan con facilidad. 18 de julio de 2026. Buena suerte para metas personales o de trabajo. Días de mala energía. 21 de noviembre de 2025. Posibles malentendidos. 9 de enero de 2026. Evita apresurarte en decisiones. 23 de marzo de 2026. Puede haber tensión en relaciones. 6 de junio de 2026. No disperses demasiado tu energía. 20 de agosto de 2026. Necesitas descanso para evitar el desgaste. Este año se trata de aprender, conectar y tomar decisiones importantes, con enfoque y paciencia. Pueden convertir tus muchas ideas en logros reales. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I swear, like, I feel like there's a filter on. I didn't turn it on. Thank you, Divine Alchemist. Yeah, like I'm looking at YouTube, I'm looking on here, and I feel there's a filter. Hi, Gemini. How are you? What's your question, Julio? Hold on, wait. I'm good. I'm good. No, like I feel like there's a filter on, and I don't. This ain't. I don't try to put. Nah. Nah. No. Hola. No. I feel like there's a filter on, and I didn't start this. I didn't turn on the filter or nothing like that. I look too. I look like my face looks all clear, all smooth and shit, and it's even got a warm tone to it. That's TikTok be lying. TikTok be lying. All right, so I just did the videos for tomorrow. I'm gonna try something new. Right? Inbox me, Julio. Again, I look the same. I feel like I look all nicer over here. I'm looking at YouTube and looking over here. I'm telling you, I feel like there's a filter on. I don't know. I look more manly on YouTube. Es todo. Again, like over here, my face looks too smooth. Oh my God. On TikTok, I look like a rain of sunshine. Ain't that about a biatch? Anyways, again, like right now when I started doing the live, I was looking at the video, and it seems that there's. Let me see if there's a filter on, because I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I mean, I wish I was this. Even my fucking teeth look straighter on this fucking man. Anyways, I'm gonna start to again. I don't know how to go about these things, right? I gotta change the settings. I don't want to be faking the funk. Honestly, like I don't want to come here and give a, you know, gracias, meow, meow, meow. Oh wow, I look fine. Ain't that something? Thank you for the compliment. But again, I really feel like on TikTok, I'm all like, looking good and shit and whatnot. And on YouTube, I'm looking more raggedy, which is my true self. I don't even got any fucking ojeras on TikTok. I don't got no fucking, my skin looks all smooth. Anyways, so earlier on, I had to get off off the live because I had a doctor's appointment. Um, and I'm gonna tell you something that's very personal. I I always feel blessed because everything always seems to work out. And again, the personal thing I'm gonna tell you is like I I for a long time always felt like everything was always working against me. Like I was destined to just be a failure and all these things. And I noticed today after my phone call, I don't got that feeling no more. Like I don't know when it happened. I don't know why I missed I missed that feeling. Like what I mean is I don't know how it escaped me to know that that feeling is no longer with me. Since I was a teen, I always felt like I was destined to be a failure, or I knew I wasn't not gonna amount to shit. And even when I did shit, I always had this sort of negative energy about me where I just felt. And today, after talking to my nurse and everything, I was so upbeat about everything. I was so happy and content. I noticed that for the first time, like I just felt good, like not good health wise, but just good in general. Like everything's gonna be okay, and I really believe it. But the thing I didn't realize is I don't know at what point that actually became my mindset. For years, I've been always trying to be that person. You know what I mean? Like positive, everything's gonna be okay. You know, all this and all that. And honestly, it happened. My nurse was giving me information, and I was open about it. It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Michelle. The point I'm trying to make is, shit. If I can do it, you can too. Focus on the positive. Like I've always said things to people about changing their perspective, be positive, and whatnot. And today, like I noticed that on that phone call, I was very upbeat. I was very positive. I wasn't being negative about shit. And things go my way for some reason. And that's a good thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it when I come to this realization sometimes that what we speak out to the universe can come to us. It can be that. Right, JB Muramatsu? You see, JB's like, yeah, you look uglier on fucking on YouTube. That's not what JB says. Oh, I see it now. It's like TikTok has some softening filter. Yeah. I don't look this cute. Like TikTok got me looking all cute and shit. And I don't look that cute. And again, a man's supposed to be rugged looking, not all this shit. Even my eyebrows look like they're fucking well manicured on TikTok. Yeah, yep. Look, like you could tell my scar more on YouTube over here. Even the scar looks like whatever's. My dad always told me something, and I always will take it to the head. Un hombre tiene que ser feo, fuerte y formal. For those that don't know Spanish, my dad always told me a guy has to be fuerte, strong, feo, ugly, and formal. And my dad always said I had all three in spades. My dad was a funny guy, or he is a funny guy. But yeah, not the eyebrows. My eyebrows look all nicely shaped and shit. I don't do manicures on my eyebrows. I don't pluck shit. I'm not that dude. I'm old school. I'm rugged and raw. You know what I mean? I don't mean like I just don't do any of this. Even this looks darker. It should have more white in it. I'm doing good, Michelle Castillo. Well, you have a line. Well, again, I shouldn't be doing my eyebrows. I don't do that shit. I don't. All right, I just don't. Anyways, After I got off the phone call, I had that realization. I go off the topic that my mindset really has changed. Um, I try to stay positive. I see the positive things in more things than not. I used to be so negative. Like I remember being so negative, and again today I had that realization that I'm not so negative at all anymore. I tend to be positive, and I don't know in the last 5, 10 years when that transition truly happened. It's very eye opening to see like, yeah, you know what, you aren't negative. You are not that person. You try to see the positive things in life, and it was very refreshing. So I'm telling you, if I can have that transition from being someone that was always really negative and someone that was always really like, down on himself, you can have that as well. And again, it was very, very different today when I noticed it. And I don't know why I noticed it today. Out of all days, I don't know why today was a day. I don't know what was different. I don't know what was said. I don't know anything. I don't know why. I just felt different. And I felt happy. I just felt happy. And happiness is a state of mind, and we choose happiness. We get to decide if we're happy or not. We can choose to see the negative things in life or the positive things in life. We can make that decision because we have that kind of control and power over things. We may not think we do, but how many times have you been simmering over something you should let go, but you want to stay angry? You want to stay negative. How many times have you done that? I know I was guilty of that many, many, many times. I think that's why. I think you're right. And again, that's the reason I think I'm saying these things, because I don't know why today, today, I don't think today holds a special anything. Like I went down the rabbit hole. I looked up if today there was any kind of special day, if there was there's not. Like I was trying to see what was different about today. I'm doing good, disciple. I gotta respond to you. I've been trying to catch up on stuff, but I will respond today, promise. But again, like it was just very, very clear to me how things have changed, how things have come to full circle. From talking it into existence and living it is two different things. Like I didn't realize it. I really honestly didn't realize that I have become a more positive person. I have become a light bearer per se. I don't mean a light bearer for the world, but I mean a light bearer for at least for myself. And it's crazy because I don't step into these roles like, oh, I'm the shit. No, I don't. It was very refreshing. It was very different today. To have that realization was jaw dropping. Good evening. ¿Cómo estás, Garcia? Nuevo estilo. So again, the reason I brought it up is because it did take me off guard. And again, I went and started looking at the fundamentals of spirituality today. Like what energies today was transpiring in my life. And again, it's just the energy of the day, right? So I'm gonna start doing something different on a daily basis too. Like I do daily prayers, I do daily spiritual readings, and I do the birthday reading on every day. So today got me into digging up mode. So I was searching to see what the energy was today, and if there's any observations or days of feast that pertain to my beliefs. And I found a lot of other stuff. But I found stuff like tomorrow Egyptians celebrate Anubis, which is a death deity. And there's things going on tomorrow with the Muslim faith, with the Indian faith, with all these stuffs. Even every day there's different energies for different things. And I'm under the belief that we're all interconnected. I've always spoken that, and I'm gonna try to start to highlight days that are not just Catholic or things that I know about, but like even like Muslim dates. I'm gonna acknowledge them. You know, Hebrew dates. I'm gonna acknowledge them. Hindu, Native. I'm gonna start to look, see if what, like on any given day, what spiritual events are going on, because we are interconnected, because we are all connected as brothers and sisters. I want to make sure that I encompass spirituality as a whole, not just to my own, let's say, beliefs, but I always say this is a place of unity, of gathering, where anyone under any flag could come and chill with us. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, Buddhist. I don't care what sect you're from. I don't care if you're white, brown, or black. Um, I don't care if you've voted Democrat or Republican. I don't care what your beliefs are. This is a place for all. Yes, disciple. That's good. So it's also helpful to your spirituality. Yes. I don't know if you guys have ever been to my masses. I try to include teachings, of Allah and Krishna and Buddha and all the major religions, like Jewish religion and Catholicism. They share pretty much the same Old Testament Bible. So I try to incorporate as much knowledge from other faiths as I possibly can. But I'm not gonna lie, I've went away from that for a minute, because sometimes I just be like, I'm gonna just teach this lesson. But for those that have been to my masses, I try to always include different perspectives from different religions and different spiritual teachings. It's not just, oh, it's just Santa Muerte and God and that's it. I try to acknowledge every aspect of spirituality, because I know that it's all the same. If you dissect all the different religions, you're gonna pull out a lot of similarities. All the teachings are pretty much the same, so I believe it's all the same. So I like to acknowledge, everybody. So I'm gonna start doing a video pointing out different things on each day, what's celebrated by different religions, different spiritualities, and that's gonna be something that I start doing. Just because I feel that we need to acknowledge everybody, and everyone needs acknowledgement, and just so we don't, let's say, talk about it, I want to be about it. Again, like, I'm a true believer in faith and spiritual growth, and I think that you can grow, disciple of the mystical forest, when you acknowledge that there's more roads to perdition, and you acknowledge everybody. Hello, Rachel Valencia. How are you? So again, today I had an epiphany of my growth, and then that took me down the rabbit hole. Like, I want to see if today had any kind of special meaning, and I found more stuff about other spiritualities, and that made me look into tomorrow. And when I saw that tomorrow is the veneration day for Anubis, and I have Anubis statues because I believe that the death energy is one and the same. I just came to love or find out more through Santa Muerte. But I have Anubis statues, I have Hecate statues, I have statues of all, the death energies. As many as I can get, I have. But when I found out that tomorrow is Anubis's Egyptian, I guess, day of veneration, I was like, yeah, I want to talk about that. And then there's some more things going on with Hindu stuff, with Muslim stuff, with Hebrew stuff. And again, like, every day there's a veneration for Catholic saints. And although I don't like Catholicism or certain religious you know religious organizations, it's not that I don't like the people. The people are not what I'm sort of I talk against. Really, Yvette? You guys want to hear something funny? Last week, when my son was here over the weekend, we were locked out of the house. Like, I don't know why my key wasn't working. We had to pretty much come into the house through a window. And yesterday, me and my son went out and we came back home. And the door was locked. And I was holding stuff in my hands. And my son had his phone in his hand. And I go, hey, son, open the door. And the door opened by itself. Like, I know it was locked. I know it was locked. I know it was closed. And no gust of wind is going to open the door in that fashion. And it was funny because me and my son were watching Ghost Adventures previously before we went out and grabbed some stuff. And my son's like, oh, that's cool because there was orbs. So I showed him a bunch of orbs that are in the house. Like I got videos of orbs here at the house. And I posted it about 3 years ago, a video exactly to the 3 years to the date. When I showed my son the video, it was 3 years to the date that I posted that video on TikTok. So I thought it was a lot of coincidences. But when we came back, I told my son, hey, open the door. And the door just opened by itself. My house door has one of those key, I guess keyless entry push button things. And then there's another key for the other lock. And for some reason, my key isn't working. I don't know if during the divorce, someone was trying to lock me out of the house. That could have been it. But when I said open the door to my son, it just opened by itself. And my son was like, Dad, did you see that? I'm all like, yes, son, I did. And he was all amazed. I ordered from Amazon today. I got my order a Santa La Muerte candle, and my order, I didn't order it. What do you mean? You ordered it, but you didn't order it? A lot of things happen. Again, like when I was watching, I was showing my son because he finds the supernatural interesting, my son does. So we were watching Ghost Adventures. And again, when he saw the stuff, I'm like, son, that's nothing. Watch, let me show you some stuff. And he was like, Dad, that's cool. And I think Santa Muerte was showing out, or something was showing out when the door opened. Is it bad to get a tattoo of Santa? I don't think so. I got plenty of her. Wow, Ariel, that's a sign. Thank you for sharing that. Sometimes there's energies. You could have an energy there, Yvette. I've had things happen around here where lights come off, turn on, water goes off and on. Sometimes it's just spirits. Sometimes it's energy. I know we're discussing possibly me going to your house and cleansing it. So you might need it more so than not. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's what I had to share with you guys today, right now. I wanted to come in and again, like in the morning, I did some teachings. I had to get off and do my appointments. I would like to talk I will just talk to the spirits. Yeah, sometimes you could just tell them to leave. Sometimes they're a bit more let's say forceful with staying. Send me a send me a message right now to my phone, Yvette. I'll see what it was about. All right. And again, I apologize. I keep saying I want to catch up with all my phone calls and everything, and sometimes I just don't have enough time in the day. I'm trying to get better at it because I really am. But I'm flawed as a motherfucker. My my I never heard of that one. A good thing or a bad thing on his car, Ariel? I think your brother was calling me. I should call him back. I was on a phone call when he was calling. I'm doing good. I'm gonna call him. Can you tell me what was on the car, Ariel? Or should I call him? Hi, April Vieira. How are you? I'll call you back right now, David. I know you're calling, but I was on the call earlier and I was doing some other shit. As I mean, like writing some stuff. And let me get off the live, then I'll call you right now. Send me a picture of that, Ariel. I'm okay, April. Thank you, Oswades. I appreciate it. You know what? Let me do the last videos then, because I forgot I had done this other stuff for tomorrow. Ariel, mándame esa foto cuando send me that picture when you can then, and I'll call David right now. You saw your neighbor do that shit? Was it in a clear bottle or a dark bottle? The fuck? What do the notes say? All right, we'll figure that shit out. She's one of those fucking neighbors. I hate that shit, man. I hate that shit. I'm glad David is better at keeping his temper under wraps, because I think that could have been really bad for that fucking neighbor lady. All right, let me do this new segment, and then I'll get off and I'll call David. All right, here we go. Spiritual meaning and observation. Days, September 3rd, 2025, across all cultures and faiths. In the Hindu tradition, this day is known as Paravartini Ekadashi, a powerful time when Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe, is said to turn during his cosmic rest. Devotees fast, pray, and make offerings of food, water, and light. The energy of this day is one of cleansing and renewal, laying aside old burdens and letting the soul be refreshed in purity. It is also a season of Pitru Paksha, where Hindus remember their ancestors through ritual offerings and prayers. This connects deeply with our universal understanding. Death is not an ending, but a bridge. Just as we honor La Santa Muerte as the keeper of the bridge, Hindus honor their ancestors with devotion, understanding that the departed are not lost, but are companions on the journey of the living. In the Jewish calendar, this date is Elul 10. Elul is a month of reflection and preparation before the great high holy days. It is a time of looking inward, asking forgiveness, and aligning oneself with God's will. The wisdom here reminds us that death is always near, and because of this, we must live with awareness and integrity. Just as La Muerte teaches us that every day is borrowed time, the Jewish faith teaches that the heart must be prepared as though tomorrow is judgment. For Christians, especially Catholics, this date remembers Saint Gregory, the Great one of the most influential popes and a man of great humility. Gregory taught about order, service, and the care of souls in his teachings. We again find echoes of our devotion to Santa Muerte here, reminding that faithful that life is short, death is certain, and we must serve God with all that we have in our before our time runs out. Looking to Japan's traditional calendar, September 3rd is marked by several warnings. It is Sanrinbo Day, considered unlucky for building homes, a day when the earth deity rests, and a repetition day, when actions begun are likely to repeat. These old teachings speak to the cycle of nature and existence, life, death, and rebirth, and they caution humanity to not rush blindly, but to respect the forces beneath our feet. Just as Santa Muerte reminds us to tread carefully between the worlds, the Japanese calendar tells us to honor the earth and the unseen powers that govern fate. Across the world, in modern practices, many also honor the beginning of the month with rituals of abundance. One example is the simple act of blowing cinnamon at the front door, said to attract blessings, prosperity, and good energy into the home. Though humble, it carries a deep truth. Intention and action shape reality. Just as lighting a candle for Santa Muerte opens a channel between worlds, so does a small act of faith invite the divine into our daily life. On this date, death deities and guardians of transition also speak to us. The Egyptians remembered Anubis, guide of the souls through the underworld. The Greeks honored Thanatos, the peaceful face of death. The Aztecs gave reverence to Micoatzitzcuatl and Mictlantecuhtli, rulers of Mictlan, who received the souls of the departed. In all of these figures, we see Santa Muerte reflected. She is the mother of the servant of God, the unbroken thread connecting humanity to the eternal. September 3rd reminds us that while religions differ in form, they all recognize the sacraments and sacredness of death and the necessity of living in alignment with divine law. Even in secular observances, meanings can be found. Today is marked in the Philippines as a local holiday in Iriga City, celebrating its foundation, a reminder of roots, community, and heritage around the world. Quirky celebrations such as Skyscraper Day and remembrance services for disaster victims show us how humans honor creation, endurance, and survival in many ways. Each is a form of devotion, whether directly to God or indirectly through honoring life itself. So my message to you is this: September 3rd is a day of remembrance, reflection, and renewal. In Hinduism, it is about fasting and honoring ancestors. In Judaism, it's about repentance and preparing the soul. In Christianity, it's about service and humility. In Japan, it's about respecting fate and the unseen. In folk practice, it is about inviting prosperity in the world. Mythologies is about death and divine passage. And for us, as children of God and devoted to Santa Muerte, it is about tying all these truths together, remembering that life and death are not separate, they are one. I didn't like that. I think I fucked it up. I did a lot of stuttering, a lot of pauses. I'll see if I do that shit over or not. I don't know. I might have to rewrite that too. It was a little bit confusing in some places. What do y'all think? Should I add this for a daily thing to see what spiritual things are around the world or not? I'll ask you guys, because that might be too much. What do you guys think? I'll give it some thought. Maybe I'm doing too much. Let me see. What do y'all think? Let's run it again. Let me do it in Spanish, see what it sounds like. Significado espiritual y días de observación para el 3 de septiembre de 2025, a través de todas las culturas y creencias. En la tradición hindú, este día se conoce como Parivartini Ekadashi, un tiempo poderoso cuando se dice que el Señor Vishnu, el preservador del universo, gira durante su descanso cósmico. Los devotos ayunan, oran y hacen ofrendas de comida, agua y luz. La energía de este día es la limpieza y renovación, dejar a un lado cargas viejas y permitir que el alma se refresque en pureza. También es la temporada de Pitru Paksha, cuando los hindús recuerdan a sus ancestros con ofrendas y rezos. Esto conecta profundamente con nuestro entendimiento universal. La muerte no es un final, sino un puente. Así como honramos a la Santa Muerte como guardiana de ese puente, los hindús honran a sus ancestros con devoción, entendiendo que los que se han ido no están perdidos, sino que son compañeros en el camino de los vivos. En el calendario judío, esta fecha corresponde con Elul 10. Elul es el mes de reflexión y preparación antes de las grandes fiestas sagradas. Es un tiempo de mirar hacia adentro, pedir perdón y alinearse con la voluntad de Dios. La sabiduría aquí nos recuerda que la muerte siempre está cerca y por eso debemos vivir con conciencia e integridad. Así como la muerte nos enseña que cada día es tiempo prestado, la fe judía enseña que el corazón debe estar preparado como si mañana fuera el día de juicio. Para los cristianos, especialmente los católicos, esta fecha recuerda a San Gregorio Magno, uno de los papas más influyentes y un hombre de gran humildad. Gregorio enseñó sobre el orden, el servicio y el cuidado de las almas. En sus enseñanzas encontramos ecos de nuestra devoción a la Santa Muerte. Él recordaba a los fieles que la vida es corta, la muerte es segura y debemos servir a Dios con todo lo que tenemos antes de que nuestro tiempo se acabe. En el calendario tradicional de Japón, el 3 de septiembre está marcado con varias advertencias. Es un día de Sarimbo, considerado de mala suerte para construir casas. Es un día que la deidad de la tierra descansa y es un día de repetición, donde lo que se comienza tiene a repetirse. Estas antiguas enseñanzas hablan de la naturaleza cíclica, de la existencia de la vida, muerte y renacimiento y aconsejan no apresurarse a ciegas, sino respetar las fuerzas debajo de nuestros pies. Así como Santa Muerte nos recuerda caminar con cuidado entre los mundos, el calendario japonés nos enseña a honrar la tierra y los poderes invisibles que gobiernan el destino. En todo el mundo, en prácticas modernas, muchos también honran el inicio del mes con rituales de abundancia. Un ejemplo es el simple acto de soplar canela en la puerta de la casa, que se dice atrae bendiciones, prosperidad y buenas energías al hogar. Aunque sencillo, lleva una verdad profunda. La intención y la acción forman la realidad, así como encender una vela para la Santa Muerte abre un canal entre los mundos. También un pequeño acto de fe invita a lo divino en la vida diaria. En esta fecha las deidades de la muerte y guardianes de la transición también nos hablan. Los egipcios recordaban a Anubis, guía de las almas en el inframundo. Los griegos honraban a Thanatos, el rostro pacífico de la muerte. Los aztecas reveran a Mitecuatzitlan y Milantecuhtli, gobernados de Mictlán, quienes reciben a las almas de los difuntos. En todas estas figuras vemos reflejada la Santa Muerte. Ella es la madre y la sirviente de Dios, el hilo eterno que conecta la humanidad con lo divino. El 3 de septiembre nos recuerda que aunque las religiones sean diferentes en ciertas formas, Todos reconocen lo sagrado de la muerte y la necesidad de vivir alineados con lo divino. Incluso en celebraciones seculares se puede encontrar significado. Hoy se marca en Filipinas como festividad local en la ciudad de Riga, celebrando su fundación, un recordatorio de raíces, comunidad y herencia. En otras partes del mundo celebran curiosos como el Día de Rascacielos, a los servicios de memoria de las víctimas de desastres. Nos muestran cómo la humanidad honra la creación, la resistencia y la supervivencia de muchas maneras. Cada acto es una forma de devoción, sea directa a Dios o indirecta a través del valor de la vida. Así que mi mensaje para ti en este día, desde 3 de septiembre, es un día de recordar, reflexión y renovación. En el hinduismo se trata de ayunar y honrar a los ancestros. En el judaísmo, de arrepentimiento y preparar el alma. En el cristianismo, de servicio y humildad. En Japón, de respetar el destino y lo invisible. En la práctica popular, de invitar la prosperidad. En los mitólogos del mundo, de ver la muerte como paso divino. Y para nosotros, como hijos de Dios y la Santa Muerte, se trata de unir todas las verdades, recordando que la vida y la muerte no están separadas, son una sola. All right, I decided I'm not going to post that. I'm going to do a lot of cuts. That's a lot of misinformation. I mean, a lot of information that isn't needed. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board, cut that shit down to about 3 minutes, and then be done with it. I'll do it again later. I felt it dragged on too much, and I was getting stuck on my words. Whenever I introduce something new, I start to mess up. So I got to get into that. So I'm going to do that over. Right now, I'm going to get off, and I'm going to make some phone calls. But I thought that didn't go smooth. So the rest of the stuff I do is already down to a science. I got it down like to where I got the tone right. That felt very forced and very artificial. I'm not going to lie. It didn't have that good feeling. Right or wrong? Be honest, y'all. Be honest. I want honesty. Honesty. No one's gonna be honest with me? All right. I'll see how it is. I think I gotta change a lot of things. It was too educational. It didn't have no soul to it. So I'm gonna go back and make it shorter and whatnot. What's up? I'm about to get off though. Let me make some phone calls real quick. Let me fix that, and let me start posting real quick. I'll be back in a bit. All right. Let me be back in a bit. Let me make that phone call real quick, and then let me fix that. And I don't know. I might not introduce it yet. I might work on it till I refine it, and then I'll introduce it next week or some shit. All right. All right. Here we go. Let me back in a bit. All right. Let me make a few phone calls.